Accepting change. Greetings, and welcome to Be a Cat, a guided meditation series meant for those who wish to shed their current appearance, then take on the form of a marvelous feline. This particular meditation story is for the cat, and the acceptance of situations outside of our control. I am Wistful Paws, your guide, and I will be helping you along this journey. First, let's congratulate yourself on taking time aside to relax and grow. With each time you choose self-care, you learn to respect yourself a little more. Remember, self-care can come in the form of many things. Moderation is key, and both moderation and self-care can lead to a happier, healthier life in the long term. Speaking of happiness, welcome. Have you come for another story? A time of stillness while words cast you upon a quest of pride and joy. Remember, you belong here. You are welcome in this domain of self and acceptance. Whoever you are, whatever you are inside, your sense of self is allowed to immerse and feel. Another journey awaits, an adventure back to the domain of the cat, a familiar world to explore, a place to cherish. This meditation deals with the situation of stressful life experiences. However, cats are adaptable, and thus, so are you. You will make it through this, as your strength is within yourself and the soul of a wonderful feline. Let us begin, but first, a preparation before departure. First, a breathing technique. Make yourself comfortable. There is no need to be completely still and unmoving. Inhale deeply for 5 seconds, hold for 3, and breathe out for 5 seconds. Ready? Okay. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Good. You're doing wonderfully. Feel free to breathe freely. Now, let's move on to your limbs. Are you feeling any tension or stiffness? Let's give the neck a gentle stretch. Then roll your shoulders, flex your wrists, bend your legs, and wiggle your feet. You can stop stretching now. Let everything fall back to a comfortable position. It is time. Close your eyes. With this natural veil, you're shielding yourself from Earth's worries and awakening somewhere else, as another you. The recognizable cat form resides nearby, even in worlds away, never too out of reach. All because you are connected. Your soul knows best, your inner self knows best. The connections of another you are ready to be gently tugged. You can feel the presence, the familiarity of another you in another place, the ticklish of wind brushing a cat's paws. Tell yourself to wish, grab into that connection, and become. The sunlight is warm. You are here and in the moment, present and able to taste the air as well as a tingle of pollen. When you open your eyes to the world of trees and soft soil, the leaves are decorated in more colors than ever before. Oranges, reds, yellows, golds, browns, so many hues. Autumn, one would think. Fall season, another would say. It appears even this world has its moments of change and transformation. How strange to see this place change from its once primarily vibrant green to this new array of colors. But perhaps this isn't strange at all. Change happens. It is merely a symptom to life, where change allows time to flow like water. With change comes the new away from the old, a new experience, a new sight. Take a step forward. Feel out the leaf litter with a paw or swish of the tail. Some of the leaves are crunchy, others are smooth. It's easy to pick which bed of leaves you'd rather step on for the rest of the stroll. Once decided upon, it is time for you to make your way down the path. Even now, you can follow down the soil pathway and allow time to bask in the warmth. The sunlight is endlessly beaming, but it isn't harsh. It's like a transparent golden blanket. What do you wish to do today? Despite the transition in season, the weather is still comfortable. Nothing too extreme, a perfect balance of normal afternoon with the right amount of sun and natural breeze. The area around you may be different, but you can create action in the day. Every miniature movement, every breath, even if it's involuntary, the action is still yours. Freedom here is always present. May your steps have little hops. May your legs provide joyous skips along the ground. You could even drag paws, eager to feel, ready to relax in the moment. It is peaceful. Up ahead is a familiar gate of carved structures. It couldn't be anything but Lily's garden, your sharp sense of smell picking up on the fragrance of faint pollen, nectar, and dew all at once. Take your time in getting there. There's no need to rush. Even if you are to visit Lily, there's nothing wrong with taking a second to enjoy the rest of a quiet walk. How many red leaves have you spotted? Or perhaps, do you prefer the orange shade? Are there any favorite shapes of leaves fluttering to the ground? Only you know these answers. The feline eyes merely show the vision of your journey, an untold meant for you to keep. There is a reason why many say a cat's eyes are the mirror to the soul. You've arrived, and surprisingly, Lily was already there. Perched on the fenced walls, his blue claws were wrapped around the bars as if they were branches. Wings spread, Lily seemed busy keeping his balance. Neck tilted at an angle and body curved in a near-diagonal manner to keep still and above, Lily kept a laser focus on his task. Peach eyes seemed to squint, looking for dry corners. All the while, a spray of water gently flew over the bulbs and stems below. Take a second look. It seems Lily was gently holding a watering can in his mouth. Now, how would you prefer to greet him? Deliver a meow of a hello? Perhaps you'd try to get on two legs, catch attention with a silly movement or posture, all for the laughs. But then there was also the joke of sneaking up on him. It was not wise to get too close, not really, but close enough to startle him could deliver a laugh for the ages. Regardless of what you do, Lily's feather-like tail lashes against the fence, and he nearly drops his watering can. The swish of water against metal is almost comedic as Lily scrambles to keep the majority of liquid in a shaped bucket. Lily's eyes are wide for the dragon's normal look. He seemed surprised. Could it be he didn't actually expect your visit? Or perhaps he believed you were a trick of the light. That would explain his quick blinks. But considering how fast he was watering the rest of his plants, how fast he climbed to the ground and brought himself to a graceful posture, Lily was ready to receive a proper meeting between you two. It's pleasant to be met with such an enthusiastic being. Lily ducks his head in greetings and asks if you are well. He dives into little questions, asking about your current state of mind, if possible, and if you were here for a chat. You are allowed to tell him what you wish. Lily patiently listens without interrupting. With this, Lily proves to be an understanding dragon. As you talk, or if you simply wish to listen to Lily's rambles about his own day, he remains seated, his long tail curled around you both in a protective circle. Lily doesn't twitch, doesn't seem bothered by any words you say. He's simply calm, and his presence is a coming gift like the wind. Lily asks if you ever enjoyed the change of seasons. He adds that his favorite season is autumn, despite his love for flowers, because Lily claims there is a certain crisp to the air, pleasant to his senses. That, and the crinkle of leaves always left Lily in a warm mood. It seems Lily enjoys whatever you have to say, or convey, through gestures or eyes. Lily tells you to wait a moment, and retreats into his garden, the feather tail disappearing to the community of countless flora. As Lily gently places the flower pot on the grass in front of you, one can only guess he wanted to share the secret of this flora with a new acquaintance and or friend. And as Lily sits up and curls his tail, he begins a short story. However, the wind blows, overtaking his voice, and then a transformation takes place. The blue bulb petals fall off like leaves, exposing a smaller violet sprout. Lily puffs a breath seconds after the incident, but he isn't annoyed. Instead, he tells you this is one of his favorite plants which change under certain conditions. The plant had been ready to shed its old self for a while, and it simply needed to step out into the world and accept the wind of change. Lily jokes, dragons can be similar in that way. To shed scales or feathers is to transform, a sign of growth, a chance at becoming something different. Sometimes, change can make someone stronger, faster, far more receptive or reactive to situations. Did it matter which? Not particularly, because no matter how much someone changes, their core stays just like that, a core of self. Lily assures you the change process isn't painful, not normally, just a little uncomfortable. But what's the goal of accomplishment in overcoming a situation? One with no icky road of difficult journey to walk through. Such was less of an accomplishment and more of a simple step forward. Life was full of steps, and those steps lead to actual paths. Lily then asks how cats shed, how they change. What do cats do? Compared to dragons, that is. There's many ways to think about Lily's question. Cats are flexible. They're also very independent creatures, so there may be a correct answer for multiple opinions. Several cat breeds shed their fur in grace. Others grow during certain seasons, and many felines have lost at least one claw in their lives. What is change to a cat? And what is change to you? Who knows? Only you know that answer for yourself. But for those who crave examples for a human, there are some. It could be something as minor as a transition of a holiday week to a week without celebration. It can be the change of season, bringing with it different weather and longer or shorter days. To move schools, change jobs, gain a new friend, these are all examples of transformation in day-to-day life. Perhaps cats don't have such worries, but surely some felines have to move homes. Let it be out of necessity or a want for something new. There is nothing to be afraid of, even if the shift seems daunting at first. Feel free to give Lily a rundown of an answer. You don't have to tell him a word either. Sometimes, actions truly do speak louder than any mesh of sentences. You could take a fallen flower bulb in the grass and present it to the dragon. Once his attention is caught, it's easy to scrape a hole in the ground with your paws. Drop the flower bulb in, place the soil over it, and there, a plant soon to be renewed into something new. Or at the very least, you could pretend the bulb was a new seed. Regardless of what you do, Lily seems intrigued. He nods to himself, as if confirming something, before opening his mouth again, a soft rumble leaving him in a shy gesture. It seems he's asking if you'd like to visit a glade in the forest. Apparently, the glade he spoke of was a beautiful spot where a multitude of flowers grew, full of the soft leaves and slanted hills. There wouldn't be too much sunlight with the change of season, which made this particular glade a perfect spot to laze around. There's no harm, right? Lily is fairly kind. He even offers to lead you there by standing in the front, in case him falling behind is too uncomfortable. Or, you could follow right beside him, but it truly is a choice of comfort. There's a moment of silence as your answer to join him is meant to be thought over. After all, taking time to spend time with anyone is still a use of energy. It is your right to ponder and decide to go back if you weren't up for it. And Lily would understand. You two may not know one another well, but he would understand. One of the greatest respects to other beings is to respect their space and decisions. Give yourself a moment. Understand you still have time to do whatever you wish. This new experience could transform relationships from acquaintances to friends. Are you up for it? There's always breaks to take, even if the moment is up for you. You are a cat, and cats do what they like, with no regards to anyone but their own when it comes to their self-interest. Frankly, there's nothing wrong about wanting things for yourself, especially if it isn't harming anyone, which is why it is completely okay to pause and leave if you need your own moment of space. Take the moment to decide that you are safe here, nothing will come to harm you, and change is not meant to cause irredeemable hurt. And so, with this in mind, and with you still here, deliver Lily the affirmative. Let it be a nod or a twitch of the ear, a sway of the tail, or even a gleam shown through the eyes can demonstrate confirmation. Lily brightens up, peach eyes shining in the remaining sun. Lily cheerfully leads along, making sure to place his watering can in a good spot before showing the way on foot. He's careful not to step on any natural flowers, and his movements are fluid and confident. What a careful being. The walk to the glade isn't meant to be long, so Lily fills up the silence with chatter about the other dragons far beyond this forest. He talks of their lonesome nature and how many of the dragonic race tends to challenge one another to duels in order to test their own strength. Those who fly tend to have air battles or races. Neither were gentle, since dragonic rules were very few. Lily seems annoyed with his own story, his fluffy tail swaying as a feline does when irritated. Without a beat, Lily claims it's good to make friends, especially with those who won't thoughtlessly ask him to fight. He prefers the garden, after all. Flowers were the best conversationalists, and Lily enjoyed talking about his hoard of florets to anyone willing to lend an ear. Do you happen to have a hobby or interest as well? It could be something as small as collecting things, or an activity often pursued during free time. It's okay to move on from some activities, and then go to others. Life is about finding new things and having new experiences. It is but a mere subsection of the process called change. Lily raises his head suddenly, and if you were to glance over, you'd notice he was pointing with his snout. Follow his direction, scent the air. It's This is the place. A place of flowers, leaves, and grass. The field was colorful, with the dominant hue of golden petals, the air smelling sweet. The wind is cool, and several loose petals fly by. A couple tickle your muzzle as they flew by. Smooth and tender. Lily takes a step forward, then another. He looks at you, peachy eyes half-lidded in amusement, before telling you he'd see you in a bit. A confusing way of words, perhaps, but then Lily dropped into a crouch and rolled his way downhill. It's a ridiculous sight, so entirely silly, but it's almost impossible to look away as Lily rolls and rolls. Each flower bulb he falls over explodes into a shower of violet until he hits the bottom of the flower hill. The many new petals of purple flutter around like falling snow. A sharp laugh left the dragon's maw, his resounding growls more of amusement than anything else. Lily then declares this was the best place to be reckless, as those types of plants were extremely resilient and changed at will. Turn towards the nearest golden flower by you. There's no need to treat it roughly. Simply point your muzzle forward and give the petals a gentle pull. Like before, a burst of color covers the flower, and new petals of gleaming violet flutter in the wind. The gold-turned violet pieces then scatter to the grass like fallen leaves. How amazing. Lily then calls again, and it's your decision to look up or to turn to another flower. He asks if you'd like to join him on this joyous activity. To roll and roll, to go up and downhill while bathing in the flowers, knowing there is no harm done. Isn't that pleasant? Get yourself into position. Remember, deciding to do this means you can move at your own pace. To roll or to wait. To roll fast or to roll slowly, as if to enjoy the feeling of soft grass. Take your time. Did you know, change tends to come when we least expect it. However, even so, we can react the way we wish. Even if change is uncomfortable, even if it is inconvenient at the time, you can minimize any anxiety by choosing to go with the flow. Or acknowledging the fact, in the end, your life is your life. And sometimes, even under pressure, we may merely change colors to grow further. Just like the petals in this wonderful forest. Now, get ready. Watch the flowers. Then roll. If your eyes are open, you can see the array of flying petals in the air. Your vision may be blurring from the gravity roll, but the blurred bits of violet function like bold snowflakes, flitting around to the wind without a care. It is an easy sight of color to identify in the background of unfocus. And if your eyes are closed, you can hear the wind sing by your feline ear. The breeze brushes your pelt and brushes any whiskers with a mischievous pull. With any inch of rolling, the inner you can feel the spin. It's not unpleasant, merely the opposite. You know you are safe. This feline form of yours can twist, stretch to move however you wish. Regardless of how you go along, you can be inspired by how calves sunbathe. But this time, it's bathing in petals and joy. You may roll as many times as you want, frolic within the falling petals as one would like. And if you merely wanted to sit by Lily to watch the flower bath, that was okay too. This moment is for those who are currently present, a time of peace and acceptance. After any turbulence and tumbling, rolling and surprises, confirmation of the present is here. You've made it. You've gotten through it. Or, to others, you will get through it. You will make it. Enjoy the flowers. It is your own private show of celebration. You may take the time to enjoy the field for a while longer. It was time to head back. Lily happily tells you how grateful he was to see you, even if only for a moment. He was grateful to spend even a little bit of time with a friend. It seems dragons form friendships awfully quickly. There's nothing wrong with that. Lily made sure to walk you back to the forest. He was clearly in a pleasant mood, tail swishing and clawed feet rising a little too high with each step. When you made it to a certain point, it was best to give Lily a sign you were finally leaving. Lily offered next time he'll give you a ride on his back. It was something to think about. Until then, you leave Lily behind, each paw step forward, welcoming a soft lull of darkness to tickle your vision. As you continue walking, finding a perfect tree to rest under, you are free to shut your eyes and surrender to the dark. The feel of your pelt, the structure of your limbs, and sharpness of your feline nose. It all begins to fade as you welcome yourself back to the other you. Keep still, think, and intend yourself to come back. Wish. And now you're here, back in wherever you started. Welcome back. May your future be full of happiness. May the changes coming your way help you along your life. May the process be smooth and helpful to your sense of self. Get some rest. This is Wistful Paws, signing out.